A few years ago the owner paid $70,000, bought this Chevy Camaro. What he didn't expect was, this car keeps having problems, so he took the car to Dave's tuner, in the hope that he could give it a new look. Dave thought it would be a simple project, but as the technicians finished dismantling the car, they found a serious problem with the bodywork. In addition to the car's shiny exterior, the sheet metal on the body was in a sorry state. There were rubbish wells everywhere, and unsightly patches, and even the strength of the bodywork was in question. When Dave saw this, he couldn't help but swear. In order to continue the project smoothly, he had to bring the owner to the garage again. He told them about the condition of the car in detail, and the owner of the car was shocked to hear what Dave had to say. I did not expect that the car he spent $70,000 to buy, but someone else had spliced it together. Then Dave also said some of his own advice. If you want to make the car perfect, the best thing to do would be to buy a new body, but that would cost a lot more. The car owner after some thought struggled. He's trying to get his car back on the road. He had no choice. He took Dave's advice. The two parties then discussed the details. Dave started working on the renderings, since they had built many Camaros in the past, and all of them had been approved by the owners. So this time in the design of the exterior, Dave was going to use the same design as before, but in order to make the whole car look more unique, this time, he will focus on the color scheme of the car, in order to create a sense of the car's age. The interior and the lines of the body were painted in light blue. On the exterior of the car, Dave chose to go with a black color scheme, and for a change of designing, this time, even the bumpers will also be painted in black. Dave believes that with this color scheme, this is going to be the coolest Camaro the factory has ever produced. Coming into the workshop, the new bodywork is now ready to go. The mechanics are about to start a complete overhaul. The chassis and bodywork have been replaced, so there's a lot of structural differences between them. In order to combine the two perfectly, the technicians have to combine the shape of the chassis to create a new underbody. Once the underbody has been modified, the next step is the rear bulkhead. It's a relatively simple job, but in order to make it strong enough for later use, the technician will use a machine to press a number of grooves of varying length into the panel. This not only increases the strength of the panels, and it also improves the overall aesthetics. And that's when the new engine arrived at the factory. It had more than 700 horsepower, but to make it even more powerful, Dave added a Magnus mechanical supercharger. But it wasn't easy to get the big boy into the car. The mechanics had already made some modifications to the firewall, but the huge gearbox still couldn't be installed smoothly. The mechanic had to cut away the metal plate again. After a few hours of hard work, the restoration of the car's sheet metal was finally complete. Now they just need to put the new panels back together. Then they'll have to make some changes to the details. Then it's time for the paint job. But as soon as the mechanic put the bonnet back on, but after putting the bonnet back on, he found it wouldn't close properly. It's because of the two raised throttle valves on the top of the engine. So in order to find a solution, the mechanic could only dismantle them first, and compare them with the space inside the cabin, to see if they could be reinstalled with some modifications. But after a lot of work, the technician was still at a loss. While everyone was at a loss, Dave arrived in time. After a brief reflection, he came up with a solution. In order not to destroy the structural integrity of the bonnet, he decided to move the middle two throttle positions to the sides of the engine, and to make sure that there was enough air in the engine, Dave also designed two intakes on the top of the bonnet. With a solution in hand, the mechanic got to work right away, since Dave's request was not to destroy the structural integrity of the bonnet. So the technician went for a quicker solution. By using 3D printing technology, made them in their entirety. With the bonnet problem solved, the project is progressing at a rapid pace. After a few hours of hard work, the body was finally ready for the sanding shop. Preparation for painting begins. But just as the bodywork was about to be finished, and was ready to be painted, the owner suddenly came to the garage, and after seeing the car's rendering, suggested to Dave some ideas of his own. He wanted to remove the blue lines from the car, and use black paint. Dave was a little disappointed when he heard the owner's request. I did not expect the effect of his own design. The owner didn't like it, but in order to satisfy the customer's request, Dave could only follow the owner's request, this time in the choice of paint. Although the car was painted in black, but in order to make the whole car look more texture, Dave used a new black color developed by the factory. After several hours of painting by the technicians, the car is finally back in the workshop. Next up, the mechanics are now ready to start the final assembly. The chassis and powertrain have already been assembled in advance. That makes the mechanic's job a lot easier. Now all they have to do is connect all the wiring, and then they're going to install every panel on the body, and then the car can go to the interior workshop for final assembly. As the color of the bodywork has changed, so in order to match the color of the paint, Dave also redefined the color of the interior. Not only did he replace the roof with a high-end material, even the instrumentation are covered in top-quality cowhide leather. As time passes by, under the joint joint efforts of the technicians, the interior decoration of the car is finally completed. And now it's time to hand over the car, as Dave was going to attend the annual SEMA show, so he decided to take the car to this place. As the black veil covering the car was slowly removed, the owner was shocked. Can't believe what's in front of them, especially when compared to the previous appearance. The whole car is like a king coming down. The car is full of fighting spirit. In order to make the lines of the body look smoother, Dave not only tightened the front and rear bumpers, and also blacked out the chrome trim on the body. It's these elements that make the car look so good. But that's not all that surprised the owner. With the bonnet open, the owner was shocked to see the big engine inside the cabin, especially the green color of the paintwork. The owner liked it very much, and the strength of this engine is also quite terrifying. Not only can it easily develop more than 800 horsepower, the revolutions are even more terrifying, 8,000 revolutions per minute. The interior design of the car also makes the owner's eyes bright. Everywhere you can touch are wrapped in top quality cowhide leather, and in order to highlight more customized style, Dave also restyled the steering wheel and the instrument cluster. And finally, as the engine starts, let's get a feel for the roar of this beast.
I mean, it's just a monster.
Alright, this is the end of this video. If you like it, you can like it and follow it. We'll see you next time.